It's the Midwest Sheep and Goat Market Report on the Rural Radio Network. I'm Clay Patton. Before we get into the report itself, I want to give a brief thank you to the sponsor of our report. That is Moline Seed and Fence. They are proud to sponsor the Midwest Sheep and Goat Report. Moline Seed and Fence is your local dealer for Riviera custom gates and goat and sheep pens, along with Mountain View sheep and goat equipment. See all the products and more when you visit their website. It's MolineSeedandFence.com. MolineSeedandFence.com, the website to visit. Now, as we take a recap of everything going on for the week ending December 10th, the Midwest Sheep and Goat Market came back to earth after several weeks of increasing prices. Midweight slaughter lamb saw some of the biggest drops, with several sales reporting drops as much as $30 to $50 a hundredweight. The heavyweight lambs, which haven't seen quite as an aggressive price increases, the midweight lambs were also lower, but not as much as the midweight lambs, maybe closer to a $15 to $25 per hundredweight drop. Several sales noted that packers are still aggressively buying lambs, which shows good demand in a seasonal perspective running up to Christmas, but the packers didn't have to chase the market with the sheer volume of lambs that came to the market this week. On the goat side of the trade, slaughter goats were near steady, with a few sales noting slightly softer prices, $5 to $15 a hundredweight. The drought continuing. There's plenty of quality breeding stock coming to the market. Unfortunately, limited amounts of that breeding stock is being sold as breeding stock, a lot of it moving back over into the slaughter side. The drought limiting feed and pasture availability for guys to come in and get some of those stock bought up. As we talked last week, still some concern we could see a slight pullback as packers fill their final Christmas needs, and we'll see if this market can then make its run up into those higher prices ahead of ethnic holidays coming out in early 2023. Several important news items, I think, relevant to the market here this week as well. We'll have a link to the full story if you check out the written version at ruralradionetwork.com. But the American Lamb Board is pushing for more digital resources to try and connect with consumers, so that way they have more options and access to ways to learn about lamb, on how to cook it, recipes, and where to buy it as well. So we've got a full rundown on that. USDA also followed up on their Section 32 lamb purchases this week, and according to the USDA Ag Marketing Service pre-solicitation notice, products will be distributed to various food nutrition assistance programs. Products might be included in the purchase could include leg of lamb roast, diced lamb, lamb shoulder chops, and lamb loin chops as well. So be on the lookout for that, but that'll help eat up some of those cold storage stocks we've seen build up as well. Speaking of those ethnic holidays we were talking about just a few minutes ago, as we look out, Ramadan month of fasting coming up March 22nd to April 20th. Passover set for April 5th. Roman Easter April 9th, and Orthodox Easter is April 16th. Now, let's get into the heart of the market. Those are your highlighted quotes on the week. Columbus Sales Pavilion sold 7 head of slaughter wool lambs weighing 106 pounds for $175 a hundredweight, or $185.50 a head. And I do want to say I'm going to try and include more of these heavier lamb quotes in the reports going forward. Had some great feedback from folks at the Nebraska Ag Expo. Thank you for stopping by and talking with the folks we had there manning the Rural Radio Network booth. It's greatly appreciated. And again, you wanted more heavy lamb quotes, so we're going to get you more heavy lamb quotes as well. If you ever have things that you'd like to see in the report or something, feel free to comment, reach out. Always looking for ways that we can improve it to better fit your operations needs. Now, we'll go back to the quotes. Columbus Livestock also sold 36 head of slaughter weather goats weighing 93 pounds for $278 a hundredweight. That's $259 a head. On the breeding side, Columbus sold 3 boar bucks weighing 213 pounds for $450 a head. Producers Livestock in San Angelo, Texas sold 33 head of hair lambs weighing 37 pounds for $327 a hundredweight. That's $121 a head. The upper end of the draft brought $350 a hundredweight, or $129.50 a head. Producers also sold 4 head of 81-pound yearling open hair ewes for $176 a hundredweight, or $142.50 a head. Producers also sold 51 head of 46-pound feeder goats for $419 a hundredweight, or $193 a head. The upper end of the draft sold for $435 a hundredweight. That's $200 a head. So more of those quotes mainly being held down to the southern sales, but more quotes coming up of $400+ on the goats, maybe on the lighter side, but still positive to see. Kelowna, Iowa sold 39 head of 53-pound feeder lambs, $315 a hundredweight. That's $167 a head. The upper end of the draft brought $350 a hundredweight. Again, wool lambs for about $185 a head. Kelowna sold 6 head of 100-pound wool slaughter lambs for $200 a hundredweight. That's $200 a head. Kelowna also sold 32 head of 45-pound hair lambs for $385 a hundredweight. That's $173.25. $1.65. The biggest quote of this report this week, though, comes from Sioux Falls Regional Livestock, and I quote back to saying that the packers aggressively buying, but there's just sheer volume coming in. Well, when it comes to 135-pound slaughter lambs, Sioux Falls sold 1,157 head of them in several sets of drafts, but still big drafts coming through. Those lambs averaged 122 a hundredweight. That's $165 a head. The upper end, though, brought $140 a hundredweight, $189 a head. And on the breeding side, Sioux Falls did sell 5 bred does. They were 4 to 6 year old running age does for $220 a head. The grain markets this week, China may be able to fill the rest of their needs from the U.S. rather than Argentina as they looked to earlier. China came in a big way on Thursday, purchasing 863,000 metric tons. Then the USDA released their supply and demand numbers coming out on Friday. Relatively, their report, as many expected, from November to December unchanged. The biggest one, USDA trimming 75 million bushels from U.S. corn exports, increasing. Then on the flip side, USDA ending stocks of corn had a limited impact to the market, pushing it slightly lower. Worldwide, USDA did trim corn stocks, though, as they dropped Ukrainian production as well. So looking forward, we need to keep a close eye on, though CONAB started backing off on their production numbers in South America as drought continues to hinder production in Argentina and Brazil. Meanwhile, the hay markets, Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, South Dakota, Colorado, and Wyoming were fully steady with the prior week. Major underlying theme, though, of this week's hay reports was all the large amount of corn stocks that have been put into bales this year. The stocks are being blended with higher quality feeds and byproducts to try and stretch resources. This looks to help maybe stretch the limited feed rate sources that are available. But if the drought continues, the available feed supplies are still very tight. As baled stocks are available, being blended, that could help keep a lid on hay prices from going higher, albeit prices are not likely to go down until next hay season starts. So it looks like the high hay prices we're seeing now, unfortunately, are here to stay with us. Lamb slaughter this week, 35,000 head through Saturday, decrease of 2,000 from last week, down 6,000 from a year ago. We're back in double digit being behind. We're down 11.2% on the year, or 203,000 head back of last year at 1.617 million head slaughtered. Live lamb weights this week, though, are holding with last week, 126 pounds and down 2 pounds from last year. Dressed weights similar, holding with last week and the prior week at 64 pounds on the rail, and that is down a pound from last year. Here's a breakdown of your regional prices on the wool lambs: 40 to 70 pounds, 165 to 370 a hundredweight, 70 pounds and up on the wools, 140 to 230 a hundredweight. Hair lambs, 20 to 40 pounds, 250 to 380 a hundredweight. 40 to 70 pound hair lambs, 195 to 385 a hundredweight, 70 pounds and up, 142.50 to 275 a hundredweight. Wool ewes on the stocker side, $100 to $205 a head. Slaughter ewes, 50 to 115 a hundredweight. Slaughter rams of 86 to 155 a hundredweight. Hair ewes, replacement quality, $150 to $200 a head. Slaughter hair ewes, $75 to $140 a head. Hair rams, $120 to $180 a hundredweight. Kid goats on the 20 to 40 pounders, $225 to $435 a hundredweight. 40 to 70 pounders, $210 to $435 a hundredweight. 70 pounds and up, $240 to $290. The slaughter wethers were $218 to $295 a hundredweight. That was for slaughter wethers 70 pounds and up. On the does, slaughter does, medium to fleshy, $120 to $240 a head. Replacement quality does, $120 to $260 a head. And on the bucks, $170 to $265 a hundredweight. And on the breeding bucks, $250 to $350 a head. And that is the latest here in the Midwest Sheep and Goat Market Report. Appreciate it, and always check out more when you visit our website. That's RuralRadioNetwork.com.